Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Go away, Zoom.
What's
Yes.
going on? Happy weekend.
Oh, we are here. We are here.
Yeah, we're here.
Yes. After time things and technology, and then Zoom being a
Bit of a prick.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're allowed to swear, right? So
We are definitely allowed to swear.
but like, wait, how much like swears are we like? Is it like a certain like one you're not allowed to say? Like, what's the limit here?
I don't think there is a limit. Like, there's a streamer that I watch, and I actually watched a video of him playing from like fucking 5 years ago. He was playing Tekken Tag 2, and he swears more than maybe even I do. And he's like on Twitch, on YouTube, everywhere. So I'm like, you know what? And he says some shit that I'm like, I'm not sure if that's okay to say now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah.
Basically, it's all good.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So last time we talked about we did the Tekken 8 trailer.
We did the Tekken 8 trailer. You squealed. You saw Kazuya, husband. It was a good time had by all.
Especially me.
Especially you. Yeah.
This is great. And Jin as well. And yeah.
Of course, yes.
It was a nice time.
Yes, it was a lovely time.
I love how they call them the Mishimas, actually. Like
it's very like you could see like there could be like a Kardashian style like sitcom version where it's just the Mishimas. Because like 100% they would probably if the like developers of Tekken thought of that idea, they would make it as like a comical ending where it's like they're all in like a house together and they're all like, Jin, stop moving my stuff. Like it's all really lame and stuff. Like I could see them doing that. Like when one of the endings in like Tekken, I want to say it's like maybe 6 or 5. But like Lee Chaolan, if he like wins the tournament thing, he becomes like the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu, and like Heihachi's like his pool boy, and he's got like a bomb detonator around his neck. He's walking around in the pool and stuff like that. That's sort of stuff that you want.
Yeah, the Mishimas as a show would 100% be like that because of their, nature towards
it. It'd be great. I would watch it.
I would watch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It would be
that's the sort of, reality TV that people really need to see.
Yes, this is what we're missing.
Yeah, just do that.
Christ. We also talked about this Final Fantasy 16 trailer, which was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was very cool.
If y'all haven't seen that, head on over and watch it on our YouTube because it was pretty lit and there was a lot of it.
Like not right now because you're watching us right now. So.
Yeah, obviously. Like wait until this is finished.
But you got the little option play next. Play next. Add to queue. Like, it's very easy for you. You can
it's just right there.
It's
right there. Also subscribe while you're at it.
I mean, if you're in the neighborhood, you're walking past, just press the button. Just lightly caress the button. Take it out for dinner. Order the garlic bread. Have the wine. You lightly caress the button. Make it feel at home.
So good.
This has started well.
This is how we go. So, I mean, we were thinking this podcast, it would be really fitting and really cool to talk about fighting games.
Sure.
We're relatively into that.
Yeah, I think that's. I think you are definitely more into them than I am, simply because you're just an obsessive weirdo who just loves to just go head first into games, and just fighting games happen to be one of those. So therefore, very into them. Where I'm just like I would say I'm like a cow. Like I'm a video game cow. I kind of like graze in a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, this is good. Oh, there's something over there, and then like. Yeah, I could do that. That's my analogy for today, folks.
I would agree with that. You've even played that Stray game.
Yeah, the cat. That was great. Yeah, you're a little cat, and you solve puzzles and stuff. It's fun.
I have another friend who's actually a bit of a grazer. He's got so many games. It's actually criminal. Like he's got that Goat Simulator game.
Goat Simulator is a fun game. You play as a goat. Like you play as a goat. Like, what else do you do? You cause mayhem. Like what?
Do you?
Yeah, it's great. You cause mayhem. You there are things you can do, but like I played the really like early ones where it's just like you just a goat in like a crappy looking town and you just like hit humans and stuff, and it's stupid. It's just
Wait. Are you telling me there's a series of Goat Simulator?
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 now.
What?
Yeah. I think they're releasing the 4th one soon.
That's beyond
really
my
good.
comprehension.
They're really good. Yeah.
I really should play it, but
Yeah,
again,
just because it's absurd, and I think the video game industry needs more absurd things. Like, have you heard of the game? It's called Untitled Goose Game.
no.
Oh no! So basically, you're a goose, and it's good. It's I recommend it to like people that don't play video games too much, and like especially like new couples, because everyone I know is getting married. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is, but everyone's getting anyway. So
Stop it! Stop getting married.
You basically you play as a goose and you cause mayhem like on farms and stuff around humans, and you have to do little missions and turn the hose off and then trip over the farmer, and like it's stupid, but it's like it's fun. It's really well done. It's like nice and it's cool.
It doesn't sound terrible. I mean, I just played it just today. Actually, I played a game called A Way Out.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's quite good. I played it co-op with a friend of mine. Like, and we're obviously like we're in a party, so we're communicating, and it is split screen, so I can see what he's doing and he can see what I'm doing. And I thought, like, they're in a prison. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it, but to be fair, it seems like it's been out for a little while. But I thought that once you get out of a prison, because you're in prison, it's like Prison Break. I thought once you get out of that, the game is like over. I was like, because that's their goal. But I ain't like that, and it actually improves in terms of gameplay. Like once you get out, it's quite fun. So I'm not saying that I'm going to be a grazer, but
I think those sort of games, like, they're good for just getting to like the experience and like going, oh, it's good to, I guess, try something sometimes that isn't like a big, huge sort of, big production where it's just like this game was made by like 2 guys named Steve down the road. Like it's like, it's good to see those, because they're a lot of those games have like the most creative people in them, and they're able to demonstrate that creativity without, I guess, the bindings of producers and shareholders and all that sort of crap that kind of pulls things down sometimes.
I mean, this game was even, it's backed by Unreal Engine, and I was like, when I saw that come on the screen, I was like,
it's very nice.
Wow.
Excuse me?
What? Yui, what are you doing in here?
Who let you in here?
Who did you come to this game? Oh my god.
Yeah,
we need you for other games right now, but I guess this game's been released a while. Anyway, speaking of other games, let's get to what we're here to talk about.
It's nice to have a bit of a diversion.
It is. I mean, like we said, we're going to talk about fighting games. We like them. Yes, I probably like them more than most people. Am I very good at them? Probably not.
I mean, you are. That's right.
I went online recently and I got fucking murdered.
Yeah, but online, that's all they do is do that. They eat Cheetos. They do that, and then they don't see the sun. Like you've seen the sun. Like they haven't touched a grass in 12 years. Like, last time they went outside, Obama was still president. Like it's a bit like it's been a long time. Like that's all they do. That's why I think I feel like matchmaking and stuff like that is sometimes so tricky, because if you're a beginner, you either get someone who's played the game and will destroy you, and you'll go, oh well, I don't want to do this, or you'll get someone who's also a beginner when you are a bit better and you destroy them, and you're like, well, now I feel bad. Like there's no in between level anyway. It's very difficult.
And I think as well, like, especially, in I guess the fighting game that I play, and it's like when you go online and you are matched with a similar rank, because they're not going to kind of like, be unbalanced with their matchups too much anyway, you'll very rarely be matched against someone who's like, kind of just come to the game or just gotten to that rank. They've probably gotten to the, even a higher rank with other characters. Sometimes even, 10 plus characters are quite high rank, and then they're just going to practice with that character, and then they're ranking that character up. So they already understand the dynamics and the frame rate and everything about the gameplay. And it's just a matter of, who knows more at that kind of point. So, and I mean, like obviously I play Tekken quite a lot, and that's been out for 7 years now. So
long time.
It's there's going to be a lot of people on there that have been on there for a while. No one's really new to it,
Mhm.
I find. So anyway, aside from Tekken, what is your favorite fighting game, Nick? And why?
Um, favorite is, I mean, technically, I'd say Dissidia is a fighting game, so I would say
Ooh.
Dissidia. But like, if I rule out Dissidia, I would probably say my favorite would probably be like Tekken 3. But just because that was like the first sort of fighting game I really played, and actually like, oh, I pressed the buttons in order and something cool happened, and like I could repeat that 2 times in a row. So that like that's it's impressive. So it would be Dissidia, but it would also probably be Tekken 3, just because I was fairly decent at them, and I put a lot of time into them.
If someone actually made you choose
It would be
between
Dissidia. It would be Dissidia. Yeah, yeah. I think I spent like 400 hours over to both Dissidia games, like in total. It's a long
that's
time.
decent. That is a decent amount of
Considering I was a high school student at that time, so like I didn't actually do anything. Like I didn't have time to do other stuff because I was studying. I'm just kidding. I was an average student. I didn't study at all.
feels.
Yeah, so but no, it would be Dissidia. I think Dissidia just caught that sort of good balance between RPG and fighting game, and I just got the controls, and it was customizable enough so I could make the character like my character as well. And it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool that it's, and only recently have we kind of been able to customize things. So I guess customization is actually like
It's very important.
I think it's a little bit underrated sometimes, actually, although with the
Sometimes I want my character to look like a complete idiot. Okay, let me have the facilities to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I made a character, or my Jin character yesterday looked like Roy Mustang with no shirt on from Full Metal Alchemist, and
Why does he always have no shirt on? When
look, the jacket that like
the aerodynamics that's going on here. Like it's drag. The shirts cause drag. Shut up and let me have my things. Like, I understand. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Firstly, obviously, it looks on fucking point. It looks
Of course
great.
it does. Yeah.
Look, I'll show you. It's gonna look great. Anyone that sees me online in a blue Jin with blue pants and a blue police hat with a Mishima logo on the front of it, just y'all don't know me, okay? But the jacket, because I wanted him to obviously be dressed with the Roy Mustang, like
the military jacket.
the officer coat, blah blah blah. But the coat, you can't. So like the normal long coat, you can't actually edit the color of, and it's like shiny. I know.
Yeah.
So rude. And then the other one looks like a royal, like it's got like the shoulder thing.
Oh, the shoulders with the tassels on them. Yeah, gross. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not Roy Mustang. So
no. He wishes.
Just took it. Yeah, I know. yeah. So just took it off. Was that and to be fair, when he fights what's her name? Envy?
Mm-hmm.
He gets stabbed.
He does take the shirt off, yes. Yeah.
So it's canon. Anyway.
Wow, we're really firing the cannon fast and loose today, aren't we?
Canonically firing the cannon.
Of course.
Good.
That's great.
I mean, okay, so like Dissidia, your favorite fighting game.
Yeah.
I dig that, obviously, obvious reasons. But like, why do you think it's your favorite, aside from customization and the fact that it's Final Fantasy?
I think it's just I think what made it good is it had a variety of modes that, like, obviously you could do the basic single player stuff, and they had the story as well, and then it had like options where you could make like miniature quests, like to the point where like you'd have a battle, and then you can make dialogue between characters, and then have another battle. So you could make your own storylines and stuff, and you could download other people's storylines. Then they had like this gauntlet mode where you start off as your character and what level they are. They've got no equipment. They've got basic abilities, and then you go through this like gauntlet thing, and you get like they're like cards. It's like, oh, you get the knight card. You get one character joins your party. You get this card. Oh, you lose some HP. Like it's like a random, always entertaining sort of thing. So there's always different stuff you can do. So I think I like the variety of like not being chained to like one mode. Like I'm playing Injustice 2 right now, and there's similar sort of like there's a whole bunch of different modes. You don't necessarily have to just like repeatedly do the same thing just because you can have different versions of it, which keep my little ADHD brain going, yay! So that makes me happy.
So it's like there's an aspect of RPG in this fighting game.
I think a lot of the fighting games these days do have RPG aspects to them in some level. Obviously, it's literally a fighting game, but I think that the storytelling and the progression of, and then like Mortal Kombat has the kind of equipment you can do, and Injustice has the equipment, same company, but Tekken kind of has abilities, customization options as well, and it's you can mix and match, and I think people like having that sort of thing. So I any sort of fighting game that has that, I'm just like, I'll try.
So I mean, you spent 400 hours on Dissidia. You must have had a favorite character.
Oh yeah. I had a team of 5. Like you can make a little team. I had a team of 5.
Okay, who was your team?
My favorite character was obviously Squall, because it's from my favorite game. I learned all his moves inside out. But the character I used most, funnily enough, was Firion from Final Fantasy 2, which I didn't. Oh, look, because you have like, again, another cool thing the fighting game do is like show all your data, like how many characters you use, how many times you use them, your wins. I like all that stuff. I like looking and going, ah. So Firion was my most used character. And then it was Kain from Final Fantasy 4, Cloud from Final Fantasy 7, and it was interchangeable between Zidane from Final Fantasy 9 or Laguna from Final Fantasy 8.
That's like a variety.
It was, yeah. That's I think again another important aspect of specifically fighting games is that if you have a whole bunch of characters, you have to make them different, because if they're not different, it's just going to be like really, really boring. And it's like in Dissidia, everyone's got a different thing, because obviously canonically in each game they have a different opportunity, different jobs and whatever, so they've all got different stuff. But if you all kind of fought the same, that would be the most boring thing in the world. So I think variety is definitely a must, which again falls under almost customization. I like having a different thing to try. Like it's I think it's very, very important.
Do you think like was Squall your kind of like if you could only main with one, would it be Squall? Like would he be your
oh easily, yeah, because there's a when you first start playing Dissidia, the second one, it's called 012 or whatever, there's a section where you when you start the game, it's like, oh, have you played Dissidia before, and you press yes or you press no, and then it's like what sort of like level do you think you are? It's like a little Moogle like asking these questions, and I'm like, I think I picked the best one because I'm an idiot, and I picked the best one, and like you went into a boss fight as you level 1 character against level 120 Feral Chaos, which is like this ultimate boss thing. To this day, I don't think many people beat him. Obviously, you're supposed to lose the first time, but I did actually beat him with Squall eventually, because I think you have a team that when you fight him, you have a team of 5, and it takes about 5 people to beat him because he's just so fast and strong. And you have to, the drill, memorize every single move. No, half a second here, this will go here. You have to be on the other side of it, otherwise you'll die immediately. And like, it's great.
Yeah, I felt, yeah. I think it sounds, I've actually never played Dissidia myself.
You will eventually.
It sounds fun because of that like Final Fantasy-esque vibe where you still have a team. And also you've obviously got the Final Fantasy characters, which you have already built a relationship with by playing the Final Fantasy games themselves. Like I had no doubt that Squall would be, your boy.
Obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I was going to kind of ask you, like, why did you excel particularly with this character? But it sounds like he was just your favorite. Simple as that.
Yeah, my favorite, but also like I think being my favorite character kind of forced me to learn his moves and stuff. So I'm like, well, I can't be terrible with my favorite character. So like to the point where I'm just like, I knew exactly where to go. I knew how to time blocks, dodges. Like I knew exactly, like if I do this move, I'll have like a split second where I can dodge backwards and I'll be in this opportunity to do this move, like stuff that wasn't even like conventionally taught within the game itself. And I was thoroughly convinced when I was like 16 that if this game had some sort of competitive tournament, I would have won. That's how confident I was in my abilities. I played again recently, like last week or something, and I've gotten like really bad. And I was like, That's a shame. I still like some of it was coming back, but also like I'm like, I need to practice more.
I think the thing about fighting games is so much of it is actually muscle memory.
Yeah.
You have to very much rely on your nervous system to supply the information that you need to fire particular hits, particular blocks, particular fucking, chains and strains and, with punishments, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm getting more specific about what I'm used to, but like at the end of the day, if you have a break from it for any length of time and then come back to it, there's going to be a certain level of rust.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't. I'm glad I didn't forget everything, but I definitely just went. Oh, I'm dying a lot more often than I usually do. Like, what's going on here? Because like I went to the point where like I remembered because there's probably like 30 characters in Dissidia or something, and I memorized every single one of their moves. I knew exactly where to dodge everything. Like, if you were playing this character, I'm like, okay, I need to avoid this way. I remembered everything. So like now I just remember Jack. Like, so I barely remembered Squall's moves. So, like obviously, yeah, it takes some time to get all that back.
Yeah, it does. It's like, I don't know, going into the gym for 5 years and learning how to squat really well. And then having a 5-year break from it and then coming back and then being like, hang on a minute, I kind of know how to do the movement. How do I do this again?
Do I sit down?
Yeah, because what help me? Don't remember all of this. So I mean, okay, it's a great game. It sounds great. It's Final Fantasy-esque. It's canon. It's got all the bits and the stuff. It's got good mechanics by the sounds of it. It's got technique like you need. Sounds like a pretty good, well-rounded game. But I bet you there's going to be some things that you wish that they would have improved on, or if they did it, like a remake or made the game ever again.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you could talk to the developers, if you could sit down in a room with them and they're like bored of director's room and their big giant round table and they're like, right, Nick, you run a really cool Final Fantasy page with 7,000 followers. You obviously know some shit, mate. What do you think we could improve on? And you had like free reign, like rub your fucking.
Well, I mean, they released the third sequel to Dissidia on PS4, and it was kind of garbage. They changed way too much, so I think a lot of the main issue that everyone had was they changed the combat system too much and they made it like a 3v3 thing. Get rid of that, make it 1v1, add teams if you want, that's fine. I think just if you were going to remake Dissidia, just improve the graphics, add a whole bunch of new characters from 13 onwards, add 14, 15, add a whole bunch more, add all your music and all that crap. I think some mini games. I don't know, like Tekken's Tekken Bowl. Have an equivalent to that, something stupid that people can do. Like, but other than that, just graphic quality. Make it cross-play available so everyone can play everyone, and then you set. That's it. And because I post Dissidia memes sometimes, obviously, and then I post Dissidia NT bashing memes fairly often. And I want to say a lot of the people who comment just say how much they love the first two games and how much of a disappointment the third one was. And they wish if they had just redone this, but just with better graphics, how much popular it would have been. But unfortunately, they kind of tried tooling it too much on this e-sport type thing. And we want to make sure people can play it and it can be at tournaments and stuff. And just make the game good. Then it'll be at tournaments. Like, you don't need to specifically market it to that first. Just make it good. And
what console were the first two on?
PSP.
Right, and then they released the third one on
PS4.
PS4.
Yeah.
So that would explain. So are you saying that the third release had relatively average graphics?
I'm saying the third release had amazing graphics. But the rest of the game was hot trash.
Right.
No, I think the graphics were the only redeeming part of that game, to be honest, because obviously it was a 3v3 thing, which I didn't like, but it was cool that when you pick your team of 3 people, they came out and you saw them. So it's cool to see like Squall and you got Sephiroth on one shoulder, and then you got like Zidane on the other shoulder. You're like, this is dope. Like, there are whole teams there. Like, you can keep that. add the team, but just don't make them fight all at once because it's just too much going on. And I'm just like, I think they tried to do too much with it. Just
Oh,
one
so
v
it's
one.
not a tag system. They're actually
It was literally 3v3, 3 on stage at once, 3 on stage at once. It was 6 people at a time playing. And I tried playing it online, and my internet couldn't do it, and the servers were garbage, and they just.
That sounds like a lot of demand, if I'm honest. Like,
it was, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good at this game. The controls were so different that like I had no inherited skill to the game again, and I'm like, oh, okay. So.
Yeah, that whole 3-on-3 all at once.
Yeah, it's too much. I think the tag would have been a good idea to switch out. Yeah, like a Dragon Ball Fighter Z type thing. You know, you pick your 3, press a button, they come in, they might do an assist or something, because the assist system was in Dissidia 012, the sequel. So just make that, and then just press another combination of buttons, and they sub out. Like, just it's not hard, but obviously it was too hard. So I'm hopeful for a remaster at some point, because you never know. They said we would never get a Final Fantasy VII remake, and here we are. So
they did tease it for what, 20 years though.
Yeah, well, they just like I feel like the director just said, if we ever do that, that means we have no real ideas anymore, and we will stop making games. And then they're just like, hey, here it is, everyone. It's like, okay,
we're okay with that.
I'm fine. Please, just do it. Thanks.
Yeah, we're okay with that. And then do 8, and then do 9, and then while you're at it,
do all of them.
Just fucking redo 13 and redo the whole goddamn character development storyline, please. And
I'm sure a lot of people will agree with you on that, to be honest.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day, because I put up a meme about 13 and how Hope always just whinges.
Yeah.
I killed my mom, Snow, and it's like, Hope, shut the fuck up. No, she literally sacrificed herself. Well, she made her decision, for goodness sake. And then anyway, so someone replied and said, yeah, 13 is definitely pretty much not great. And I said, I was in my car, actually about 20 minutes after that message, and some OSTs came on, because I have a playlist called Geek Music on Spotify. It's got everything in it, Dragon Ball, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the Final Fantasy 13, like, exploring music came on, and I thought, this just ain't lit. It ain't lit like all the others. Yeah, and I used to rate 13, so I would fight people. Like, not really, but like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people. They either loved 13 so much, where they're just like, it's amazing, and you just don't get it, or you're just like, well, this is garbage. This is just trash. It's just like, it's a shame, but obviously it sold well because they made 2 sequels of it. So I don't, Lightning was in like an advert for Nissan, the car company, once, and I think she did like I want to say like some fashion thing. I want to say Calvin Klein or some garbage like that. It was some fashion thing where it's just Lightning modeling clothes. I'm like, who's buying this based on that? Like, I don't know, but apparently
who's buying this? And stop it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, either way,
I don't.
One can only hope, I suppose.
Oh, well, Dissidia sounds like a good game, and I hope that they remake it, because I would love to be able to fight as Sephiroth.
He's very cool to fight as, to be honest. He's very cool. A lot of cool moves. He has this one move where he summons black materia, and if you hold the button down long enough without getting hit, which is the hard part, basically an enormous meteor will come in and basically take over the whole stage. Like, it'll be so big that it'll just hit you regardless of where you are. It's really cool. And obviously he does the one wing thing, and he's got a special ability, like if you because the whole game runs on like you use regular attacks to take off like bravery, and then you use HP attacks, and your bravery level of say 1,000, if you use a HP attack, you'll take 1,000 damage away. Basically, Sephiroth has a one-winged angel ability where he just like gets rid of all your bravery in one move. And it really pisses me off, because but I'm like, it's Sephiroth. He's allowed to do those sort of things.
He is. Sephiroth hasn't done anything wrong ever.
I mean, okay. There's no one alive to prove it, so like,
someone prove me wrong.
Exactly.
Prove me wrong. I'm waiting.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, my question to you now is, you've had a variety of video game, fighting game experience. So like, when did it start? When was the first memory of you playing a fighting game? What was it? Who was it? When was it? Where?
I mean, it was, I think PlayStation PSX, like the original PlayStation, did a release where you got Tekken 3 with it. Back then I was into Gran Turismo. That was like the first game I ever wanted to play. That's the whole reason I wanted a PlayStation. I really liked car racing games. I'm very into, car racing and vehicles and that kind of thing. So that was it. And anyway, I got this game and I turned it on and I was like, I wasn't even into it. Actually, prior to that, I had a Super Nintendo with Killer Instinct. I tried playing it and I was just like, I'm not good at this. There's quarter circles and stuff. There's no, like back in Killer Instinct, there's no fucking like move lists or anything. You just got to figure shit out. And I can't quite remember in Tekken 3 whether you had a move list or not. I think you might have.
I think you did, yeah.
I didn't want to learn it. I just wanted to press the button with the car.
Just want to be good already.
Yeah, and I was I was not a patient kid. I didn't want to learn things. I just wanted to do things that I was kind of already okay at, which again seemed to be car racing. But then if you fast forward, like, I don't know, another 10 years maybe, or less, I think I was about 17, and I was dating a guy at the time, and he was a gamer, and he had every console you could think of, and he had a PS2. And he had Tekken 4. And then my other friend was also into Tekken 4, and then they became friends. And then they were playing Tekken 4 all the time. We lived up the road from one another, and I mean all the fucking time. And I'm like, a 17-year-old girl, and I'm like, this is my boyfriend, and I think he actually lived with us as well. So I was like, I'm going to spend time with him, like fun stuff. And I never did. And so one day, I remember this, and he remembers this too. We're still really good friends. He was in the shower, and I was like, okay, I got about 15 minutes while he's in the shower. I'm sick of this. So I picked up a fucking controller. I was like, I am going to learn how to play with one of the Mishimas. So I picked up Kazuya. I went on to player 2 because everyone liked player 1. And I went on there, and I was like, okay, what's the one move that they all do all the time? A fucking Wind God Fist. I was like, I'm going to how to do that. And while he was in the shower, I learned how to do it. And he came out of the shower and I went, hey, have a look at this. And I did it. And he went, how the fuck did you learn how to do that? And I went, well, I just looked at the move list and then I did it like it said. And he was like, this is insane. You have to get good at this now. And I did. And then I managed to keep up with them. It was mental. Like there was obviously a learning period, but I managed to get chains and combos and air combos and launches and and then I started to like the characters and I was like, actually the fucking it begins, yeah. So I mean, I guess if I would have put like kind of like one stamp on where I got in fighting games, it would be in my 16, 17, 18 year old years. And yeah, we fucking played a lot of Tekken. We didn't have jobs. We were just
what else are you supposed to do?
Exactly. So yeah, we got pretty good, and it was a very good time.
It's a very fun way to get into games. It's just like, well, I hated them, so I decided to play them, and I found out I was really good at them, and now I'm basically, this is all I do. Like, it's quite the turn of events.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like, you can't beat them, join them. Like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do?
It was literally that whole story.
Literally, that's exactly what it was. Like, and that's definitely my theory in life now anyway, as an adult. If you don't like what people are doing and you don't want to kind of like step away from it, you may as well just get involved in it. See if you enjoy it and see if it's for you. And if it's not, then okay. But if it is, then do it, and it's going to be fun.
My next question, like, it's very formal. I was just going to say, so obviously that is a significant memory. Do you have a particular moment or something that you achieved in like a fighting game that made you go, like, I'm actually really good at this?
Yes.
Like is it platinum in Tekken 7?
No.
That should be one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like, that's cool. I actually only did that recently. I did that like this year.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely not a defining moment. It was good. I was like, oh, it's just another. I should have done this fucking 7 years ago, but no. So okay, like if we go, like we obviously had Tekken 4, and then we had Tekken Tag, and then there was Tekken 5, Tekken 6, right? And I wasn't that into them. I don't know why. I think I had just maybe stepped back. I think I got a bit more into like anime and some other shit. I went to university, blah blah blah. And then in that time, the PS3 was released, and then we got Tekken Tag 2. When Tekken Tag 2 came out, my very, very good friend who actually used to play the game that I was mentioning before with my ex-boyfriend, he came over with his PS3 and he was like, yo, you gotta play this Tekken Tag 2. And I was like, okay. And then I started to like pick up my love for it again. And I was like, fucking hell, this is so good. But then the kind of like downfall with that was I had to relearn a lot because like we said before, you know, you put it down for a while and then you pick it up again and you have forgotten fucking heaps. And it's not like your brain's forgotten, it's just your nervous system, your muscle memory. It's just not there. Even though your characters have pretty much the same moves throughout, they just get some added. So anyway, I was like, this game is phenomenal. I will stand by this wholeheartedly. Tekken Tag 2 is the best Tekken period that exists, that Namco ever made, Bamco, whatever, that they ever fucking made. Right? But in that time, I was so furious about getting good at it that I took time off work. I trained in it every fucking day. I had a blister on my D-pad thumb. Now, everyone else jokes about this. Even still now, I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. But then I got another fucking blister on the same fucking thumb. And it was like, you're a freak. Like, relax.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know that sounds a bit icky, but like, and it shouldn't really be the defining moment. But I think that that's just when I was having the best time with it that I ever thought possible. And I was keeping really like, and I never again thought this was possible, but I was keeping up with the guy that was training me. Like, he's my sensei. He still is. He's still a very good friend of mine. You know, he is phenomenal at the game. And I've always been learning from him. It's like Vegeta and Goku. I'm always trying to catch up to him, but I was keeping up with him at that point. We were both Super Saiyan Blue at that time, and it was so dope. And it's not like it was just one thing that happened. It was just a time where it was so enjoyable. And you know, they came out with the Tekken Dark Resurrection movie. I think that's what it was called. The movie.
Yeah, it's the same as the PSP game. That's what it was. PSP version was also called Dark Resurrection.
It was just good. It was just
it was good. It was fun.
It's a good movie. Obviously, all three of them, the Mishimas, had that fight. Just good times. Just really good times. Yeah, the Tekken Tag 2 time would be the most defining time.
So when you said that and you're like, oh, we're training, I took days of work. I'm just like, I'm picturing you like in the Rocky where he's getting trained like in the snow and stuff, and like how like Dolph Lundgren's got that high tech one, and you're just running around with a controller in like a forest or something, just like training and like practicing your. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I was imagining. Just like waking up in the morning and just like controller in hand, just like I'm ready to go.
Yeah, when I wake up with it, like I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it's just, just sleeping with it, just like sleeping under your pillow. Oh, I've always got it with me. This is just like that's quite the story. I don't think I've ever played a game that hard before. I don't think I can't say I've ever had a physical injury based on a video game.
Yeah, it was a full-on gaming injury.
No,
very much. And yeah, it was, like I say, it was a good time, but I did get infinitely better at the game. And I just, it really does take time as well in the game to get better at it. And because, you know, like I mentioned before, like when I picked up Tekken 3 and I was just like not patient enough because I was like, fuck, it's going to take so long to get good at this. You know, it's not like that completely disappeared by the time I picked up Tekken 4 or Tekken Tag 2 or, you know, even Tekken 5, Tekken 6, blah, blah. But there was just so much more dedication involved because of the love that I had developed for the game. And I was like, I'm willing to do this, you know, for what it is, because it's just that good. It's just so good. No other game really tops it for me, as you can probably tell.
Do you think present day Bex would beat past Bex in a Tekken battle?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just wanted to. That was more a curiosity thing for me, folks, than anything else. I was just curious to hear that, but yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think as well, like, because I've recently switched from controller to arcade stick.
Oh, very gamer.
It's painful, mate. So like, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. You have a lot of hand things, and there's a lot of things you have to. It's a lot to. Do you think it's definitely harder? Definitely harder, right?
It's harder to learn.
Yeah.
I think easier to master.
Mm.
I think it's like that skiing, snowboarding thing. Like skiing is easier to learn,
Mhm.
but harder to master. Like, and I would say that that's the controller. Whereas snowboarding, apparently, not that I can do either of these things, snowboarding is easier to harder to learn, but easier to
Mhm.
master. So once you get the mechanics of it,
Mhm.
once you get your movement down, you can then master it really well
Mhm.
because your movements are easier. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But yeah, the
Makes sense.
fucking, oh my God, the learning curve in it is fucking ridiculous. It's painful. It hurt my brain.
Yeah. I picked up Injustice again. I'm trying to learn all these combos. And I'm like, wow, there's so many, and like, oh, I can do these, but also my brain's just like not retaining them. I'm just like pin combos to screen, and then just like, yeah, let's go. Oh, wait, no, they're gone again. I've forgotten how to play. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like
100%.
it's like I don't know what to do. As soon as they're
Yeah.
gone, I'm just like, I guess I just mash jab. Like, I don't know. Like, this will be a combo, surely. It was not a combo. Like, so, that's fine.
It's like, for some reason, like the whole like mechanics of doing a wind god fist, the forward quarter circle forward to situation on a stick is easier but harder, and I don't actually know how to put that into words. And if anyone's listening or watching and you made this conversion, you will know what I mean by saying that, because if you look down at the stick and you do the actual forward, down, diagonal, down, forward, two, it's fucking piece of piss and you'll get it every time. But the minute you're not looking while you're learning and you're doing that, you're doing just a down, forward, two, and it's like,
just like,
what do you mean?
why do you continue to disobey me? Like,
why are you learning?
That's really good. All right. So I guess I feel like we've almost answered this question already, but obviously you have a favorite character.
Oh, you know what?
I'm not sure.
I don't. And I don't know. Okay.
You don't have a favorite character.
Hang on, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase this. I think I have two.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please go on.
Please continue.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have two,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for various reasons. And don't worry, I will tell you what those reasons are in
I'm sure.
explicit detail.
Mm.
I take back the word explicit.
Yeah, so there. Easy.
I love the Mishimas. I always have. Nina was actually my first ever person that I just played with on Tekken,
That was cool.
So I do like her. I got a soft spot for her. She's badass. She's an assassin, all that kind of shit. But the Mishimas are just lit. And what I mean by the Mishimas is Kazuya and Jin.
Yeah.
I've never been a Heihachi fan. I've never really liked his
it's the hair, isn't it?
I like his hairdo. I think it's fashion.
It's like a budget Wolverine. It's just like, surely, like, you think if he like styled it enough, he could like jump off of like a building and kind of glide to a safe descent type thing, Okay. I've always thought that.
100%. He could definitely, like, somewhat fly.
They've got some pretty mad hairstyles, the Machinists. Like Kazuya's, it looks. I'm not sure how to describe it to people that have never seen him before. It looks kind of like a. Jesus, I'm trying to think of something that looks.
There's a name for it, but
there?
Yeah, there is. But I'm enjoying
hearing
what you.
No, I'm just trying to imagine something that looks like that in real life. That isn't hair.
It's a ducktail.
Oh, of course, yeah. It honestly, it looks terrible. It's so bad, but it suits him obviously because he's had it for so long, and
it's just like this. It's like Vegeta's hairdo, but like less.
It's but smaller.
It's smaller.
It's he's the only one who could really pull it off, because Jin's is more, I guess, like a bit more even. Whereas Kazuya's is just like, woo! Whereas Jin's is kind of like it goes in layers, and Kazuya's is just like, yes, I'm a point.
Kazuya's is like just a party at the back.
No, it's a whole show going on there.
Well, actually, funnily enough, if you took Jin's bangs away, he would have the same hairdo as Kazuya.
It's weird. It makes me uncomfortable when people change minute details of characters. And like, have you seen a picture of Vegeta where they take away his and it doesn't look. It's like,
what even is that? I don't want to live on that planet.
No, that's
planet where that
really
exists.
strange. That's
so fucked. But yeah, I mean, like, Yeah, Kazuya and Jin, definitely my favorites.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what it like. I think I always gravitate towards the grumpy 40-something-year-old dude with a fucking widow's peak hairdo that has some kind of fucking attitude problem and wants to kill his son. I don't know. I don't know what it is about me, but wants to kill the planet. You know.
It's funny that that actually goes for two characters. Like, is it at least like very specifically two characters so far? That's really funny.
I think I like his movements as well because and recently, because I picked up Tekken 7 very, very recently, and taken it as seriously as I did when I picked up Tekken 2, like I now am learning the different sort of types of fighters that these people are. Kazuya, a really big hitter, you got to take really big risks. You use him, especially at a sort of even an intermediate level, which I would say I'm between beginner and intermediate at this point. You know, you got to think real hard about what these people do, what their tactic, like how you're going to be able to benefit from using this character the most. And I like Kazuya because you do take big risks with big fucking payoffs because he's got really big hits. Jin, obviously, he's more of a stance fighter. I like Jin's style a lot. He's essentially a grumpy fucking teenager, but he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
He's just been pissed off the whole time. I mean, he takes over the Mishima Zaibatsu and wages fucking world war. How much more of a grumpy teenager can you get than that?
Yeah, it's just been hanging out with the dad too much.
Yeah. He's just like, Jin, let it go. Kazuya, even let it go. The family feud is ridiculous. But nevertheless, I really do like Jin's fighting style as well. In fact, someone said to me the other day, they were like, fuck, because I call Kazuya Daddy Kazuya. And I'm always talking shit about it, you know. And he goes, fuck Daddy Kazuya, Jin is your boy. I was like, okay, maybe I am a little bit better with Jin just because of the way that he moves. Maybe we gel well together.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we play Tekken a decent amount, but I think you are better at Kazuya than I think you are at Jin. Just because it just seems like I don't know, it seems like you always know what to do with Kazuya. Like you always have a solution to whatever you're faced with. Jin's obviously you're very good with Jin as well, but like I've been beaten by Kazuya more times than I've been beaten with Jin. That's one thing. This is, you know, I've had him holding my dead corpse in midair saying weak far too often, you know.
Yeah, he does do that. He does.
And I think Isn't like great? Like,
it's so nice. I love it. It depends on who you are against as well, like who you are fighting, and that's something that I actually really like about Tekken. I know I'm digressing a bit, but that's something I really like about Tekken is like the mechanics of it are almost fucking infinite. You know, if you're a really slippery fighter matched up with a really rigid fighter, if you don't know how to like do the punishments and all the stuff and, you know, the Korean backdash, I don't fucking know how to do it, but I say, you know, if you don't know how to do all that shit, you might very well be, you know, I don't know why they call it Korean backdash, by the way. It's just,
I don't know. Okay. Didn't even know it was a thing till just now, but sure.
Yeah, but like I do like that. So I think against more slippery fighters, I maybe excel just a little bit more with Jin. Whereas you and I, we will tend to fight. You main like Horan.
Yeah.
More than
the only person since Tekken 3, it's the only person whose moves I still remember. So, well, actually, I take that back because I when we started playing, I tried a couple times to play as Jin. You also tried to play as Jin. You beat me so badly that I stopped using Jin because I'm like, well, there's no point in this. You're so much better than me. I'm just going to just abandon him altogether and play with someone that I actually, one, you won't use, and two, I actually know. So I just completely, I'm like, salute, see you later. Like, it's gone. I'm like, it's like, because I like on Tekken Dark Resurrection, I think I got really quite high in the like internal rankings or whatever it was. I think I got to like Rajin or Fujin or something.
Shit, that's
quite
good.
High with Kazuya. Like that's the only person I used. I didn't get there with Hwoarang, didn't get there with Jin. But then like I'm like I can't use them because I'm so much better, and I'm just like that's fine. Just
I love a good Mishima on Mishima fight though. Like
yeah, I know. But it's I'm just not good enough yet. Clearly.
Soon.
When Tekken 8 comes out, then I'll have to practice more.
Fucking hell. This is the reason that I have picked up this arcade stick, because I'm of age now where my thumb joint, the one that kind of moves and flexes your thumb,
Mhm.
it has full-blown arthritis. So I can't
Of course, yeah. Of course.
function on the D-pad properly. So I
Yeah,
picked up the
that's fine.
stick to essentially alleviate that, because I just don't have the speed that I used to.
Mhm.
And I am so, like, I'm still at this point. How long's Tekken 8 trailer been out? A couple months?
Hasn't it been like a month?
It's been long enough that I should have calmed down, and I haven't.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird time when I'm just like, hey, you alive? Shh, playing Tekken.
I need
Like
time off work.
I'll go on the PlayStation app and I'll be like, oh, she's playing Tekken. Go on there 12 hours later. Ah, she's still playing Tekken. She hasn't left yet.
It's 5 a.m. New Zealand
Yeah,
time. She's still
it's
playing
like, are you okay? Shh. Shut up. It's just,
You're
I'm
jealous.
busy. I have the same game. But that'll be good.
It's going to be a good time, but
Mhm.
like, I just know as well, like, anyone that plays Tekken 8 is going to be like not a noob, like not brand new to it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna be waiting
I
for
think,
it.
yeah. That's what they've done with. I think they did a really good way to develop that. Is that they did with 7? It's like they spread it out over however many years, and they're like the release chunks of different things over a period, rather than just like abandoning it over like 2 years and be like, that's enough. Like, so they've kind of steadily builded that up, and it's like, okay, new game now, new system, new
Yeah.
game. Like, to the point where like they probably will only have to release one Tekken every system now, judging by how quickly the PS6 will probably be released. They probably just have to do one per system, and then everything will be fine.
It terrifies me that they will release a PS6 anytime soon, if I'm honest.
I think they're releasing PS5 Pro sometime soon, but like at
Yeah.
this point, I'm just like, you know how much effort it took me with the.
Yeah, I know. It took.
Like, I don't really care. It's not going to be. Have you had issues with your PS5 performance?
Fuck no.
So why do you need a PS5 Pro?
I don't.
I'm sorry. Oh shit, the 1.5 second loading time. Fucking hate that.
Oh, painful. So painful.
I need it to be under a second, otherwise I'm throwing my PS5 in the rubbish.
Yeah, it's going
like,
down.
It's just, I mean, I know it's supposed to be like slimmer, which I might like, but like also it fits where it is right now, so it's fine. So,
yeah, I had a conversation actually the other day about the PlayStation, particular releases and which ones, like which design I prefer. Like, I like the PSX over the PS1, the original PS2 over the slimline PS2. I like the slimline PS3 over the original PS3. I like the Pro over the original PS4.
Yes.
The 5. I love this fucking design. I remember the first time I saw its concept, and it was like, Jesus, that thing looks weird. But now that I have one and I look at it every day, and I actually I had to take it down the stairs the other day to plug it into the TV because I got it here on my monitor, and took it down the stairs, and I was holding it like it was my fucking newborn child. And I walked down there and then placed it in my lounge, and I went, "Do you know how much I fucking love this thing?"
Yeah, no.
Everyone just kind of looks at me like, "You're not okay." I'm like, "No, I'm not. This is fine."
Yeah. Because the PS5 costs $800 and something, and a child costs you 18 years and thousands of dollars. Which one do you get more joy out of?
Yeah, definitely.
It's debatable.
I did, debatable for sure. But yeah, no, I'm not ready for a slimline or even a Pro. Like, a Pro obviously would have more storage. Even
that would probably be the only thing that would excite me, because the storage, I delete shit like all the time, just like, because I'm always just like, more games, more people, you give me more things to do, and I'm just like delete. I know you can upgrade it, and I have looked at that, but like it's like $200 something to get another terabyte, and I'm like,
is it?
Yeah, something like that. You got to get, there's a special specific PS5, it's like size one, and you kind of have to open it all up and unscrew it. And I'm like, I don't want to. But you can do it. It's fairly simple-ish. I'm just being a whinger, but it can be done. But it's just, it does cost a bit, because they're, a specific size. They're quite small. They obviously have to have certain things on them and all this crap.
Yeah. I'm not against having external storage. Like,
no. For my PS4 one, I've got external hard drive plugged in because I have to, because otherwise it's just not enough space.
Yeah,
it's like one game's like 100 gig. It's like, that's most of it gone already. Like, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like you say, there's been no performance issues with the PS5, and Like they're starting to, and another thing as well is there's nothing really overly exclusive for PS5 at this point. They are starting to release them. You know, like Tekken 8 will be PS5 exclusive, or PC. I think it'll be released on PC.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 16 will be PS5 exclusive for a month, which is stupid, but okay. It's like, what? Just do it at the same time. What's a month going to do? Chances are the people who are selling the PS5 copies will probably have an Xbox copy at the same time anyway. So what's the point? But whatever.
I mean, hey, and like, I mean, Crisis Core obviously coming out on both consoles, but then the Rebirth will be PS5 exclusive, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, they're starting to get more and more exclusive games for PS5, which is cool, which is another reason why I'm a little bit iffy about it there being a PS6 even in the fucking pipeline. We haven't got anywhere. We haven't got anywhere near past the exclusivity of the PS5 yet, so we need time.
I wouldn't. They're probably designing it already. You know, they probably have a rough idea already. Just because, I guess. But it's like it won't be out for 5 years, maybe.
Yeah,
at least I say maybe at least 4.
Yeah,
because. But then, like, you know, who knows in the future if the component shortage will still be kind of be present, and what state of the world will be in 4 years, if it'll be worse, if it'll be more. Because if it's worse, development will just be pushed way back. So who knows?
Yeah, and obviously they need to do something about the availability or the productivity.
Yeah. I saw a funny tweet. It was like the PS5 is the most popular console in the world, or whatever it is, and it's just like someone commented, it's funny, it's the most popular console, and I don't know anyone who fucking's got one, but like it's just like, I mean, you know, it's I think I have one in my friend circle. I know one other person who has one, and there's probably maybe 6, 7 of us that play PlayStation, and I remember 2 of us have got a PS5. So it's like it's like you can't just go into a store and buy it. You really have to like commit to like going to do this, checking online. Like you really have to commit to actually buying one. You can't just be like, for me,
clicking fucking collect.
Yeah. You have to like just, because they're still so rare these days.
Yeah, I mean, I have Nick to thank actually for my PlayStation, our wonderful Nick here, because he's in Australia and I'm in New Zealand and I couldn't get them, and I'm on
New Zealand's stupid.
It is a bit like
I was just like, why
not?
And New Zealand's just like, yeah,
we're cool, we're chill. You don't need it. I'm like, I need this.
You are wrong, sir.
you motherfuckers are wrong. So Nick, you know, got one and sent it over, and now I have a PS5, and fucking, I'd be pretty screwed if we hadn't have done that, because any pre-orders, anything like that, they get sold in minutes.
Oh yeah,
find out about them. Crazy.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we've both got PS5, and we've got, you know, thank you to the gods. We're grateful.
It's good.
Yeah, and now I can play Tekken 7 on it all day long.
As you have been.
Yeah. Catch me online. But again, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Catch me online.
Well, I think it was like another news article was just like, yeah, I'm a pretty good gamer. Better than most people, but not good enough to become professional. It's just like, yay, I am in something.
It's like you're at the, you know, this place where you'll absolutely roll all of your friends in a like versus battle.
Yeah.
But yet the minute you go online, you're so humbled.
No, it's just so bad.
It's so bad. And I think as well, like, you know, I've been learning so much, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and there's ones, you know, that talk about what you need in order to get really good at it. And the number one thing is your mindset. So if you're going into like ranked matches and your mindset is any kind of pressure, you've half lost the match. And I'm learning these kind of things right now, because I've never really done online stuff with fighting. And yeah, so it's a whole nother world really out there. Playing with friends, playing obviously with us, and you know, it's just chill. You just chill. You're sitting there,
chill, swear at each other. It's great.
Yeah, just you talk shit. Don't care if I lose. Don't care if I win. Whatever. We're just having fun.
You care if you win a little bit.
I care if I lose.
Yes, that is true. I remember there was a very specific time. I think you had a bit of a bad run, and you just got really quiet and mad, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I think I played online Tekken like a handful of times, and it was just like, 1-2 times out of 2, I'm done for today. I don't need to. Like, it's just like that's
out.
I've since I've won 2 matches, there was no need for a third. Like it's like that. It's like I'm good. I'm good right now. Like,
all right, George Bush.
Yeah, thank you. Someone gets it. That's a Simpsons reference, everyone.
Simpson jokes.
It's very obscure, but you will.
Jokes with us.
It'll be an exciting time whenever Tekken 8 is released. I don't know. I assume it will be maybe sometime during the middle of the year. I feel like it was at the start of the year. They probably would have announced and said that already.
There is leaks. There are leaks. Yeah, you heard me.
Where are the leaks?
So there's an Evo in February, which is obviously the
I think I saw this. Yeah, I think I saw this.
Fighting game tournament, and I don't know how accurate or what the sources or anything like that. I actually haven't looked into it, but I've seen it on a few different places where Tekken 8 is on the list of games that will be played at Evo. Whether or not they release it at that Evo and be like, here guys, let's fucking go, or whether it's actually, I can't say it would be tournament playable. That would be ridiculous if they haven't released it prior to the tournament itself.
Some sort of demo sort of thing.
Yeah, it might be something like that, or they might announce the release there. I don't know.
I mean, if that is true, it would make sense to announce the release then, because that way people can plan. Because as fun as it would be to just be like, the game's out now, they wouldn't have enough hype built up for it, and everyone just be like, and not as many people would grab it. So
yeah, and I would say at this point as well, like I think like just recently they've done like a season 5 Tekken 7 release, and they obviously want to milk that for a while. If it's a 7-year-old game, they're going to want to milk that for I hate to say it, but like a year, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, I guess we'll have to see. But
it's not like Tekken 7 will become redundant once Tekken 8 comes out, but again, I guess for the hard outs, it will.
Yeah. For those who've kind of, if you're going to be online and playing other people, like it will definitely be the one you'll go on. So.
Yeah, but we're all looking forward to that, and obviously we will be doing more podcasts about it when it fucking comes
Of course, of course, we'll have to talk about. We'll have some sort of Tekken 8 sort of reaction podcast of just our thoughts over like the last week of playing it and stuff. And that'll be fun.
Watching my brain explode all over the PlayStation.
Just like super dark shadows under your eyes. Just like, I've slept in 3 days. This game is amazing.
Bex, have you eaten? What?
Sorry, what?
What's the what?
I don't know what that word is.
I don't know. Tekken? Can
you say Tekken? Oh no. I only speak Eagle Wingard Fist and nothing else.
I only speak Japanese at this point.
Just sitting there, just like painting pants that you bought, like the Kazuya's flames on the side. You're just like, yes, I'll have them too. Yes, I'll have them too. Like, I think you've gone to the bad place. Like,
is it the bad place?
Yeah, there are worse things to do. There are worse things to do.
Oh, good. Oh, on that note, I say we wrap it up until next time. We'll talk about obviously some more super fun things. And if anyone has any suggestions for what you want us to talk about,
sure, let us know, because we just kind of wing it at this point. So
we just talk about the shit we like.
Yeah, it's fun. But if we don't hear from you, we're assuming you have no obligations. So
we assume that you love us wholeheartedly and have subscribed to our channel, and we'll see you.
Exactly what that is.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Nick. Good time as always.
Okay.